Do we have general practitioner questions or specialized doctor queries? Let's see what we got. We are going back to the questions and answers because there are many nice questions left to get better and better at the educated guess, which is the Jyotish in its essence. So before we dive in, make sure to join our Discord community. The link is in the description. There are many questions and there are many lively discussions there. And for a comprehensive, organized body of knowledge, consider purchasing the course. We are going basics like chart reading, philosophy, then we are going to the grahas, science and houses, and then we are going to yoga on the third module, yoga, dasha, varga, and we have even extend module with the same more advanced topics like the varga and aruda and so on. So very nice course which will take you from beginner to intermediate level. There are like 10 or 12 hours of knowledge with crazy amount of examples, so also a lot of practical tips coming from my practice and also from discussion with my guru Jyotish Larson. So if you're interested, hit me up, and today we are going to the following topics: the natural years, gems, profession based on the Jupiter, nodes in 1/7, and little bit about the relationship in this regard. Okay, so we got the first question. Could you talk a little about how to look at natural maturity of planets, especially Saturn maturity at 36, which is typically expected to bring big changes with or without examples? So for the beginners, each planet will have a specific age when it gets activated, which means it will work in our life. For example, for Jupiter, we have 31. So if you are 31, then in your life, the action is founded, supported, and we could say sponsored by Jupiter. So whatever Jupiter is doing in your chart, that will get activated in your life at 31. And that would be very simple unless we have to unify that with dashas and transits. But then it also becomes more useful because we have more perspective to get more 3D story from it. Of course, the transits are very popular because they are easily commodified because of their quality of approachableness. So on this YouTube pop astrology scene, they are very much used. But here we are talking, especially in the traditional Jyotish, Vedic astrology and classical Vedic astrology, we are talking here about the dasha. So we have to unify this natural age with the dasha. I will paste the list for these years here. This will be the first stage and the second stage when this gets activated in your life. So you can use those years. And what it shows, Naisargika years. Naisargika means natural. So it is when it's natural to do something. So we have Naisargika years, we have also the Naisargika dasha. So these two will share many philosophical things. And very interesting thing is because they somehow connect something variable and invariable, something rigid or static. So we have this rigidness, the static things like sun is always at 21. But there is also this variable thing. What is sun doing in your chart? This will change from chart to chart. From this, we can understand that that natural time to do something is very unique and very based on the specific karma of the person. Natural time when you will get adult, when you will get aware and independent. We also have a point to check this. And the health, the marriage, the children, the career life, all of these things will be very different from different people. So based on that, we can say now with a big foundation now that it was not a time for you to do something. Therefore, maybe it didn't work. This is one option, of course. So why it's valuable? It's against pushing. So the people can push us, the parents, the society. We have this cultural pressure, peer pressure, cultural pressure, that we need to do something. But this depends on your chart. Maybe for that specific things, there's a time in your 20s, maybe in your 30s, maybe in your 40s. So we could call it this decade timing. If we go back now to the Naisargika dasha, for example, to make it more understandable, more easy to comprehend, Venus has this natural age will be 12 to 32. And in that time, our senses are very strong. So after 32, we are going to that Jupiter. So after 35, after around 40, we see, oh, something is different. Our senses are not so strong. So therefore, we are not so easily the victim of Maya, victim of illusion. And some people are suffering from this, and this is the definition of midlife crisis. We would like to go back. We want to be enchanted by this Venus, by this power of the senses. And many people are trying to go back. So they are associating themselves with younger people, younger partner, younger friends. And also they are going back to some hobbies which are very much present in 20s, like it could be a skateboard or playing guitar or buying some motorcycle or something like that, or going into some even drugs, because you need to push yourself into that tamas, into that ignorance, because when the senses are very strong, you are very emotional, the awareness is not yet so strong. The real awareness and the wisdom is coming up at 32. And some people don't like this new ship. So each decade is like a new ship, and on that ship you have different new rules. And the overcoming the midlife crisis means that you are accepting the rules of the new ship in your life. So now about the usage, we can use it from the Lord perspective. For example, ninth Lord natural age means that you are free and your fortune starts at that specific age. For example, for a Gemini, this could be quite late, around 34, when Saturn is mature, because ninth Lord is loaded by Saturn. And we have even the second such threshold, which is Rahu, around 43. So this is when the fortune is delivered, right? And you can take all of these planets which are somehow affecting the ninth house and do such things. Also, this positor of the moon is showing when you will get mature, independent, when you are really the adult. So for me, it's also quite late, 34, because I have moon in Capricorn. If you have moon in Aquarius, it can be even 43. So some people, if you have moon in Leo, some people mature at 21, so people mature at 43. You can see this completely different people. This is what astrology, what Jyotisha is trying to propagate, that we are all unique. So all these Vedic systems, Ayurveda and Vedic Astrology, the Jyotisha, they are very much trying to promote this uniqueness of the individual beings. The other Karaka thing would be 10th house from the moon. The career life starts at that age. Also, you can use it in rectification. I have seen that in one example. Sanjayji was using that natural age system to rectify ascendant in the Rashi. So if we know what happened in a certain age, we can see where the planets should be. The next question is, what's your take on using crystals, gemstones as a remedy or to attract certain energies? Some gems are the real business from consultation. You can take 100 to 300 euros, but from the selling gems, you can take like 3,000 euros. It's like one course times 3. So if your friend is a jeweler, you are recommending that, then you are getting the commission, half, and the business is going on. These gems are fake, imported from Asia. You'll have like 50 euros for one gem. You are selling it for 3,000. So very, very nice business. People want to be cheated. You are just giving them what they want. But going to the serious Jyotish, gems are the remedies. These are, to Vedic astrology, is seen as very deterministic. This is very interesting because this is the only tradition of astrology which is really using that 33 maximum % of free will if you are living in Sattva Guna. And we try to use that 33% of free will using the metaphysical means of mantra, tantra, and yantra. The gems are the tantra. They are like working on the physical body, and they are amplifying the things. The mantra is going to the root. It's like organic way, organic, personal talking with the master of that curse in your chart or of that problem. So you are talking to the boss of the problem. Dear Jupiter, why you are torturing me? Please give me some relief. Instead of cutting hands, let a little bit cut on the finger. So this is the mantra. You are trying to negotiate in the organic, personal way. So sometimes you cannot change some things, like if you have a curse or if you have any atmakaraka or some panchanga problems, it's very hard to remedy that with the gem because the gem is amplifying things. The other thing is that with gems, you need to be very, very careful because if you have mistakes in your rectification, the Navamsha is wrong. Because based on the Varga, you also may see which gems are forbidden. So there are gems which are allowed, which are welcomed based on your chart, of course. There are no general things, so you need to have your chart. If you don't have your chart, don't use gems. And then you have this forbidden gems based on the Varga. So it's quite risky topics because whatever the planet is giving you, it is just amplifying. It's not correcting. So if you have planet which is giving you trouble, you will not correct it through the gem. You can correct it through the mantra. But if you were a gem of that planet, then you will have 10 times more problems in your life. So you need to be quite careful with that. But again, just like transits, this is very much commodified part of Vedic astrology. This can be sold, therefore it's very popular. A few more things. In the mantra, we have this redemption element, which is very important. We have also the tapasya element. You have to burn. Tapasya means you are doing some kind of burning. There is effort, there is some pain, and through that pain, your bad karma is modified. Imagine you have killed someone in the past life, and in this life, for example, you are poor or you have some big health issues. So do you think that by wearing some fake gem imported from Asia, you will get everything is solved, right? Oh, okay, I killed someone. Now I will just wear that fake gem imported from Asia and I will have very nice life. This killing is forgiven. I've bought this 50 euros. I've sacrificed 50 euros for that. Just like we have the positive and negative remedy, right? We try to, especially when it comes to this negative upaya, negative remedy, we try to correct this with the mantra. And with the positive remedy, we can choose here. It can be either mantra or tantra because we are amplifying the positive. So I want to find what is the best thing in your chart, best plans, and I want to make them times 20 at least. And those bad energies which are spreading the toxins in your life, we want to block. We want to put some blockage, some cover that the toxins will not contaminate your life. The mantra is organic, personal, and also we can modify the mantra. We can add some bijas. We can choose the letters, the number of words. We can use the forms. And we can also use the position of the devata. If it's in the 7th house, it should be the sitting. If we meditate or we have some picture on the wall, then we can also choose that. Then it will be even more personalized. And if the devata is very personalized, whatever is in your chart, because that is the way in which you can meet that form, the more effect is there, the more impact, and also the more chance that you will change anything, right? Because that is also not guaranteed that you will connect to that metaphysical plaque and will be able to change something. Next question is how to see profession using Jupiter, how to predict the number of marriages. So we have two completely different questions, unless you think these two are connected. So not all career directions are related to Jupiter. Jupiter, which usually shows those privileged profession when your skills and your quality is appreciated. It's not always so, right? Or very rarely it's so. Usually it's some kind of Saturnian work when you are a slave to some bigger project. So the higher you are in the rank, the more creativity you should, the more freedom, creative freedom you should have. So if you are in that privileged, rare position in life, when you have this money from skills, from the knowledge, then it may be shown by Jupiter. So it's like quality versus quantity. Some people say quantity leads to quality. I've did 300 videos already on that channel. Has my quality increased? Let me know in the comment section. But also, is that philosophy really working? Because quantity can mean that you are moving yourself in that shallow thing, right? Quality can mean going deep. Like David Lynch said that if you meditate, you are going deeper and then you can fish those big fishes, which are on the lower portion of the sea or the ocean, right? You need to, through meditation, you have to go down and then your creativity sparks, your intelligence is having those. It's like a sun in 5th or 6th. But usually this demands the peace. So again, we are in that vicious circle because in that fight and flight mode, which is usually very often type or mode of living, if you are having some financial difficulties, then you don't have access to that thing, right? So therefore this meditation is conquering the classism, right? Through meditation, you can attain that peace, which can also come in some, this may be different peace, but still from some kind of financial stability, right? And if you get that peace through meditation, then you can also get the ideas and then you can conquer this, your class. Therefore, Karl Marx, he was the author of this problem that the socio-economic situation is determining your consciousness, not the other way, right? So this is there are two directions, right? Awareness is deciding your class, position in society, but also we have to appreciate, we cannot ignore that the other direction is also very strong, that your placement in society, your situation in career, in finances is also determining your awareness. Like we have this Shreya and Preya in Upanishads. The Shreya means that you can have this long-term goals, right? But if you have financial problem, you are living from day-to-day life, you are in that fight and flight mode. So if you have those problems, it's very hard to plan for a year or even month. You are just in the day-to-day struggle, right? So that's the beauty of meditation, that this is the way out of that vicious circle. So why Jupiter? Because Jupiter is the Dana Karaka. All the sattvic planets, Sun, Moon, Jupiter, are very strongly connected to the wealth. And if we see the chart of best astrologers, right, we have a Sanjayji, Jupiter and Venus, they have the Graha Drishti, we have Vistiji, Jupiter and Venus, they have Parivartana. Zoranji had Graha and Rasi Drishti between Jupiter and Venus. In Freedomji chart, we have the 10th Lord, Jupiter, in the 12th house in the Venusian sign, and the 12th Lord is in the 5th. This is the Jyotish yoga. This is the same in my chart. Jupiter is with Venus, 12th Lord in the 5th house. And that Jupiter is also at Makaraka in my chart with the 11th Lord, Mars in the Navamsha. Mars is an own sign, which is showing some esoteric knowledge. And here we know it's astrology because it's the 11th Lord and it's the Jupiter Venus. So that is example how Jupiter related to Venus can give wealth from eyes. This could be either art or prediction. The prediction could be financial or prognostication, seeing the future. When it comes to number of marriages, it's like a Rahu Ketu, because Rahu Ketu is like a wall. You cannot jump over it. So if Rahu and Ketu is in, let's say, second 8, we say, oh, there are 2 marriages, maximum 3. The next question is, when there is Parivartana Yoga, what happens to planets that are aspecting it? So Parivartana is very dynamic. It changes with the dasha. It's very complex, very difficult yoga formation, most difficult yoga formation. And what you need to do is just change the planets based on the rules you know, and then see the drishti on those planets after the change. So that would be the question. But as said, it's quite difficult concept because it's changing all the time. And also sometimes it's the original position, sometimes it's the changed placement. So if we have chart with the Parivartanas, we know, oh, it's another level of complexity we have here. The next question is Vargotam 7th Lord in the 1st house and Rahu Ketu axis. So what is Vargotam? Vargotam means the same sign. Rashi, Drekana and Dina Vamsha. There's 3 charts. If they are there, it's a Vargotam. Varga, Uttama. And Uttama means in the 3 charts. So the Navamsha is the last one and it makes everything better. If you have problems, some affliction, anything, Prashna Marga, the South Indian classic says Vargotam, it makes better whatever is there. Now, 7th Lord in 1st house can be vulnerable because the other people, because we have to remember 7th Lord in Rashi is a little bit more general, just as a partners. It's the others in our life, also the war, and it can even shows conquering the enemy, things like that. Something is disappearing, the travels, the mission, where we are going, where the wind of fortune is taking us. And but the spouse is also there. So 7th Lord in the Lagna means that the spouse may have access to our brain, our mind, right? This may not always be good, especially if the yoga is not so favorable. And there are those psychological terms like meshing, codependence. pleasing others, right? Mercury afflicted is somehow connected to this, we can suspect then as a problem. Of course, we need to confirm that with the Navamsha, because this will again give umbrella of possibilities which need to be excluded using the Vargas. Now, notes on the 1st and 7th means that there is this difference, because 1st and 7th are already different. The 7th house means that someone is different from me. I need to understand that person, right? Like I am Aries, the Libra is the other people. So if you are suffering from that, for example, narcissistic thing, you have problems with understanding others, right? This could be Riktatiti problem or other things, or some 7th house issue, because the 7th house are the others. And this is also, it's not easy to understand others if we think about it. We are very much me-centered, I-centered. And if the Rahu and Ketu are there, it's even stronger. You may feel that people are different from me. There is some barrier, right? Maybe you are living in foreign countries and you see that everyone is different, right? Or a spouse is different. I remember one person tried to send me some hate mail, and he made some that was negative reading. He took my chart and interpreted every combination in my chart from the negative point of view. Like Moon in 8th house, you will have some problems with health, you will have depression, this and that. And he said, Ketu in 7th, you will have a nagging wife who will always be repeating the things like a Ketu is. So Ketu in 7th house is showing rather the, again, umbrella of possibilities, and the Navamsha will show the real things when it comes to relationship, at least. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. I hope you find these questions interesting and informative. If you do, please don't forget to hit that likes and subscribe, because we will be doing such questions and answers. Also, other astrology videos we are publishing once or twice, or even sometimes twice a week. So you don't want to miss this beautiful community. Please join if you are the enthusiast of Jyotisha. Also consider joining the Discord. And for one-on-one consultations, if you would like to discuss your chart with me, Rashi Navamsha, all the Vargas, the yogas, timing system, and remedies, the positive and negative, then please hit me up with this email here and we can schedule the consultation for you on the Zoom. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, being here with me on this channel. And if you are still hungry, please consider watching this one.